Hello everyone, and welcome to AJOB number 5, brought to you by AdamJosh.com. AdamJosh.com, better than porn. Today's audio blog is called Sons of Culture, and let's print it out. Print it out right now. We're listening to Matthew Good, Ray Gun, off the album of the same name, as far as I can remember. Yeah. And Matthew Good, very talented Canadian artist. Had a chance to talk to him through the Book of Face earlier today and tell him that, which was fun for me to do. And getting a response from him was the icing on the cake. Could this day get any better, is the question. Alright, so here we go. Here's the blog, Sons of Culture. I should take a second to mention our sponsors, and we'll turn Matthew Good down. The song's over anyway. The AJOB, the Adam Josh Roll blog, brought to you by Total Tire Niagara. If you need your tires changed before this winter, look up Total Tire Niagara. Another one of our sponsors is Complete Rust Proofing and Car Care. If you need your car detailed, or an oil spray, or your windows tinted, you can look up Complete Rust Proofing and Car Care. Moving along to the blog. Sons of Culture. It's hard to put into words how I feel about this culture I live in. I mean, I can try, but it may come out wrong. I've written before how I feel about this culture we live in here in North America. I suppose I can start today by saying I don't like television. And what we would all be... I suppose I can start today by saying I don't like television and what we would all be if we listened to everything it told us to be. It's good to know I'm not alone, though. Along with a growing list of celebrities and politicians, here's a website I found that's dedicated to the hatred of the idiot box. I also don't celebrate Christmas, Easter, Halloween, and many other silly holidays, thus further making me less and less a son of this culture. This has always been very conducive to my strong link to the local Muslim and Jewish community, that and the whole not eating pork thing. It was hard at first, but just like anything, you get used to it. I'm sort of at the point now where I look like I fit in, but I really don't, and even then, the look part is up for debate. I'm not illusioned, I know what I am and I know what I'm not. I quit drinking about a half a year ago, now, and I realized that doing so was really the final nail in my coffin as far as blending in socially with people of this culture goes. It was also an eye-opener when it comes to my leftover options on a Saturday night. I've had 3 gin and vermouth martinis, extra dry, double olive in the last 6 months. I will admit to that. Sometimes you just have to have a martini. I was never much for sports and rather preferred music. I enjoy watching and playing live music, which has always been my link to the outside social world. That and the internet. But again, when you don't endlessly pound back cheap beer like everyone else does, it sort of makes for a buzzkill of a night. At least that's what I'm finding. You may be different. I'm not fond of being DD all the time, especially since I'm used to being the one buying rounds for everyone, liquored to the gills, and stumbling down the street to hail a cab. So if you don't like sports and don't drink and don't celebrate the traditional North American holidays, that leaves you where? Time to move? Maybe I should move. I do travel frequently. This year has been a good one for travel. I'll not bore you with all the details, but I've seen both the east and west coasts of both Canada and America this year. I've been planning a trip soon to Israel, and maybe I won't leave. Who knows? My friends tell me that moving isn't the answer to my dilemma, and I tend to agree with them. On a human level, I'm just the same as everyone else, and up until we start talking politics or religion or where to eat, we usually can get along just fine. I'm not fond of being the weird one. I didn't do all this to myself out of some misplaced thorn in my side or penance for years of imbibing, but it is what it is. And I don't plan on moving backwards anymore. If my path is a narrow one, then so be it. I guess it would seem that whatever I am, I'm just not a son of this culture. And that has been The Adam Josh Oral Brow. Bow chicka wow wow. From AdamJosh.com. Check it out, cause it's better than porn. Tell your friends. Get a job.